In our previous video, we learned about reishi mushroom, the health benefits of it, the reason why you should cultivate it. And in today's video, we are going to learn about the steps, the easy method that you can use at home to cultivate your reishi mushroom to enjoy its health benefit. This is your girl Aketina Evelyn, the Mushroom Conference, and you're welcome back to my channel, Everything Mushrooms and Veggies. I want you to take your seat, relax, and let me take you through the method of cultivating reishi mushroom at home. If today is your first time, smash on the description button, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to leave your comments at the comment section. If you don't understand anything, you want further clarification, you can leave your comments at the comment section. I have my details, my email address, everything in the description box. Just reach out to me and I got your back. We are in this together. Let's zone into the lesson. Cultivating reishi mushrooms at home is very easy and simple. Yes, you can do it. Remember, practice makes man perfect. So keep on practicing and you'll be perfect. So to start your reishi mushroom cultivation, you have to check the temperature requirement for reishi mushroom cultivation at various stages. So we have the incubation temperature, that is 21 to 27 degrees Celsius, and then the colonization takes about 10 to 14 days. So at the pH initiation stage and also the fruit development stage, like when they start to grow, there is a different humidity requirement. So at the pH initiation stage, you need humidity of 95% and above, and also at the fruit developmental stage, then you also need humidity between the 85 to 90. So the pH initiation requires higher humidity. You have to take notes of that. With your compost formulation, the best substrate that you need is hardwood sawdust, and then we also have a master mix that is already formulated that you can use to produce your reishi mushroom or grow your reishi mushroom. We also have rice bran, coffee, alfalfa, beet pulse, or oat bran, which serve as nitrogen supplements, and they are additives that you can add to your substrate, that is your hardwood, to formulate your compost. You can also use cocoa coir. There are varieties of substrate out there that you can experiment, okay? So you don't have to stick to one thing. Open up for more ideas and learn more. So any substrate that is available at your end, you can experiment with it and then share what you have learned. But remember, we need hardwood sawdust for our reishi mushroom cultivation. So anything that is a substrate around you and it's made of hardwood or hardwood logs, you can use it to cultivate your reishi mushrooms at home. So to start your reishi mushroom cultivation, after checking your temperature, your incubation room, everything that you will need to produce this mushroom, then the next stage is formulation of compost. So your formulation of compost, you use the available hardwood substrates closer to you to formulate your compost, and you can add various additives as I mentioned earlier in the mixture of your compost, and then you add a little water, you mix it very well, and then you formulate your compost. If you have knowledge in oyster mushroom production, then you are easy to go, because formulation of compost is the same in oyster mushroom and also the same as reishi mushroom production. I have a video on how to formulate compost and I will add the link in the description box. After you have formulated your compost, you go through the thinning period and allow the substrate to decompose for you. So after the substrate have fully decomposed, your next stage is bagging. So you have to get your mushroom bags, your mushroom rubber band, what is available at your end that you can use to bag, and it's just the same as the oyster mushroom method, and I have various videos on it how to do bagging. So I'll leave everything in the description box and you check up on it too. When your compost is ready, the next thing is the bagging stage. So I have a video too on how to do the bagging, and it's just done by filling your substrate into the mushroom bags and then compacting it. But you have to make sure that your moisture content is between 65%. You don't have to let it wet a lot. Per 1 kilo of wet substrate, the moisture content should be 65%. So you can also use your hands to test the method. So you fold the substrate into a bag, and then the water shouldn't drip in between your finger, but when you open your hands, the substrate should form a shape. Then your water content is okay, and then you fill it, you compact it, and then you use your PVC pipe as the cork, and then you can use your cotton, and then you cover the mouth of it. So you plug the small opening that after fixing your PVC pipe and the wrapper, the small opening that is left, you use the cotton to cover it. It absorbs moisture, and it also serves as a respiratory pathway for the mycelium after inoculation, and it filters the air too, so that your substrate don't get contaminated. When you are done with your bagging, the next stage is the sterilization stage. So sterilization is done to kill all other microorganisms or bacteria in the substrate, so that when you inoculate, the mycelium will take fully in charge, and then they will colonize through your substrate without you getting contamination like green mold. So you have to do proper sterilization, and sterilization is done for 4 hours. So you can use the local method with your metal drum. You set your fire using firewood, and then you sterilize for 4 hours. You can also use the autoclave. So with the autoclave, you need a pressure for 60 to 90 minutes, and you sterilize it under 121 degrees Celsius. So if you are using autoclave, then you go by that. And if you are using the traditional method, that is the drum for your sterilization, you put the wooden rag inside the drum, put your water below the wooden rag, then arrange your bag on top of the wooden rag, cover it, set your fire, wait for the vapor to come out, and when the vapor starts coming out, you time it for 4 good hours. You have to do proper sterilization to eliminate all bacteria. When you are done with your sterilization, the next stage is to allow your substrate to cool down, because when it's hot and you place your spawn on it, the mycelium will die because they are living organisms. So you have to wait for it to cool down, but you have to make sure your incubation room is clean, well sterilized before you move your sterilized bags to the incubation room, and then allow it to cool down completely for about a day or 2 before you start your inoculation process. Spawn inoculation is introducing your spawn into the sterilized substrate through the small hole that you left where you use the cotton to cover. So you remove the cotton, pour your spawn into the sterilized substrate bag, and then you shake it to distribute it on the surface of the substrate, and then you cover it back with your cotton. So that is inoculation or spawning. And one thing you also have to take very good notice of is your spawn, your sources of spawn. Where did you get it from? Is it of quality? So your spawn, when it's not good, then your entire process is going to be cost 90 job. So you have to make sure you get your spawn from a quality source, a trusted spawn supplier that you can rely on. So when I'm spawning, I use 1 bottle of the spawn to inoculate 15 bags. So it all depends on you. You can increase it or reduce it, but the amount of spawn that you put on the substrate determines the rate at which it colonizes. So if you put little, the colonization is slow, and when you put much, then the colonization too is very fast and rapid. So it all depends on you how you want to inoculate it, the quantity that you want to use your spawn to inoculate your substrate. So you can use 1 spawn is to 15 bags of substrate, or you can use 1 spawn is to 20. It all depends on you how you want it. After inoculation, the next stage is incubation. So in incubation period, no work is done, but you have to visit your incubation room to inspect the performance of your bags. And then the incubation room should be darker and then have a temperature of between 28 to 30 degrees Celsius, and then incubation period takes about 25 to 38 days for the mycelium to fully colonize or run through your substrate. So that is the fun part. You just sit and observe how your substrates are doing, and when you realize that there is one bag that have gotten infected or got contaminated, you quickly remove it from the lot so that you don't end up spreading it in the entire room. So as day in day out, you go into your incubation room just to do inspection and remove contaminated bags so that the good bags will be there, well colonized, and you wait for it to be fully colonized. And after fully colonization, the next stage is cropping. Yes, that is the fun part, enjoying our mushroom parts. So after inoculation and incubation, when your substrate have been well colonized and is fully white, then the next stage is cropping. So you have to just open the mouth of the substrate, that is the rubber. You have to tear it, and then you sprinkle water, provide the right temperature for it, and then well ventilated and high relative humidity 85% and light. You also have to give it cross ventilation, and the temperature range between 28 to 35 degrees Celsius, and your humidity should be between 80 to 85 relative humidity, light and well ventilated room. And then boom, you have your reishi mushroom, which will start growing with pinhead initiation, and then it will now enlarge per the weight or the bigger you want it, you harvest. There is no point like it's matured. At any stage when you feel like you want to harvest it, you harvest it. If it becomes fully enlarged, then you also harvest it. And the fun part, harvesting. Yes, so when your reishi mushroom is at the size that you want it, or is fully open, big in size, you go into your cropping house and then you harvest your mushroom. And harvested is just plug in your reishi mushroom from the substrate. You have to do it well so that you don't end up uprooting most of the substrate along the mushroom. So you have to do it careful. Use your finger, your thumb, and then you press the substrate back and you twist it a little, and then you pull it so that you harvest it nicely. So when the pinheads initiate, it takes about 10 to 15 days after the pinheads initiation, and then your mushroom be fully grown or very big for you to harvest. But it depends on you, the size that you want to harvest it and enjoy. So reishi mushrooms fruiting bodies comes in different colors across the world, and then it's somehow reddish to brown in color in most countries, and the shape is a kidney shape. That is how it is when the body fully enlarge, about 15 to 20 days after cropping. Like I said earlier, it's not by force to harvest it at a certain stage. Any stage that you feel like you want to harvest your mushroom when it's developing is cool. Just get ready to harvest when the white color of the growing head just disappears. That means it's fully grown, so it wouldn't grow again. So you just have to harvest it at that stage. To enjoy the health benefits of reishi mushrooms, you have to process it or make tea out of it and drink. You can dry them, you can powder it, you can process it into different other forms, and then you use it as your tea. In our previous video, we learned that they are bitter, they don't taste sweet, so you cannot just add it to any food that you are cooking it to make the food very, very bitter. And then it's very hard to chew. It tastes woody, so you can't eat it like oyster mushroom. You can process it into different forms how you want it. You can make reishi mushroom tea to enjoy the benefits. Brings us to the end of today's lessons. What have you learned so far? What is your take home from these lessons? Leave your comments at the comment section. And do you have any question, anything bothering your mind, anything that you didn't understand? Leave your comments at the comment section. Smash on the like button and hit on the subscription button to join the lovely team, everything mushroom and vegetables. Until I see you in my next video, it's your girl, the crown princess of the edible fungi, kiddo.